right out the gate.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Tea Time with Amy and Bev.
Good day.
Good day.
So we were talking ahead of time about your fulfilling schedule, which reminded me why we tell you guys the same thing. We talk about some things and we talk about it in a different way and we bring it up again. And it's because you said that last time we were having a conversation, living, you have a fulfilled schedule. And I said to you, I haven't had that in my practice. So we repeat it to get it into our practice. I repeat it, so I keep constantly saying, if I'm making the dog's food, love, I'm thinking love at that time, because if we can be in a space of love at all times, that's my reminder. Then it's like life is different. Everything is processed differently, your journey's different, the flow is different. So we talk about these things, we refer to things that we've spoke about before, and it's just because it's a good reminder, because a lot of us haven't gotten into a practice of it. It sounded like a great idea when we heard it the first time. I'm raising my hands. But on the other side of that, it's remembering and implementing those tools, or even asking yourself, how can I get better than this, regardless of where you're at right this moment? And those three things, love, how can I get better than this, and having a fulfilling schedule, that right there is a great practice to practice every single day. If you didn't do anything else, but you just did one of those or all three of them, like you're gonna see an effect.
And you know what just hit me too, because I've talked about this several times, is overwhelmed. By me saying I have a fulfilling schedule, that keeps me from focusing on being overwhelmed. Isn't that interesting? Again, just play on words, because I'm viewing it differently. And that just hit me just as you were talking, that when I say I have a fulfilling schedule, I did that. I scheduled these things. I committed to these things, and I get to do these things. And each thing I get to do today, right now, my purpose is to be here with you, to focus on our conversation, to make it as beneficial as possible, not only for us, because that's why we show up, for our own selfish reasons, just saying, but to show up in a way that could be beneficial collectively for many people. Then when I get done here, I get to go teach a class about card reading and affect people's lives in a different way, to help guide them in other ways, using oracle cards or tarot cards to use that as a tool for themselves or for others, which is also making a positive impact on people's lives. And then after that, I get to go do a fundraiser with an organization that I'm part of. And that's going to be playful and fun and laughter. And we're raising funds because we take that money and we give it back into the community through awards for women and girls to continue their education. I get to do all these things today. That is joy, right? I'm contributing to joy in different ways today. And not only for out in the public, but for me. I love showing up with Bev and doing these conversations. I love teaching classes, and I love to go have fun too. So what an amazing day I get to have. And so saying again, using the words, I have a fulfilling schedule, there is no overwhelm in that. Do I have laundry? Do I have dishes? Do I have all these things I have to do at my? Yep, sure do. And you know what? They'll get done. Not worried about it. Do I have a full-time job? Yep, sure do. It's like divine timing. This is what I lean into a lot. I have all the time, space, and energy I need to complete the task that needs my attention today. That is my mantra. I say it so many times as a reminder that, first of all, we're not going to get it all done. We're not going to get it all done in this lifetime. It's just not going to happen. And that's okay. I give myself permission to be okay with that. I'm not going to get it all done, but I get to do so much of it. So that is a mindset shift for us to see things differently. And the dishes, I appreciate them because it shows I have food to eat, and somebody else is in the house to have that food as well, right? I have water, electric, like I have all these things to be grateful for. So I'm okay with the sink being full of dishes. I'm okay with that. And I know it's going to get done at some point. When? Who knows? But it'll get done.
In divine timing is when it'll get done. That's when
Yeah.
it gets done.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But that's the way to live our lives, honestly. And it is changing those words, because when you say I have to go to a job, and then everything you talked about was really like celebrating all the things that you have passions for. I'm in the bathroom getting ready for this, but I also get to go to my grandson's t-ball game, which is awesome. And I thought about that for a second. It's interesting we're having the conversation, but is it really? No, it's typical.
Yeah. It's
But I'm thinking about it. It's like I get to go watch him play.
Mhm.
Yesterday, he came out and Freeman and I practiced with him and played with him, and it's like he loved it. I had a blast, and we made it fun. And now we get to go watch him play today, however he plays.
Right.
And it's just because it's fun to watch him enjoying the things, or fun to watch them kind of connecting things, or, you know, things making sense to them. And and also at the same time showing up and giving a different delivery system. We're not being demanding. We're not, I left it up to him. You ready to quit yet? No. And even though he was getting frustrated, I'm just letting him know, like, okay, but notice that you're kind of getting a little bit frustrated. How do you feel right now? So it's an opportunity, right, to pay attention, to check in with himself. Am I feeling a little bit frustrated? I could probably walk away from this for a little bit and then come back and play it and have more fun. And so we had the conversation, but it wasn't like it was, nope, we're done. You're getting frustrated. That's it. We're out. Nope, not doing it anymore. Because then it just takes it to a not fun place. And have I ever done that before? I don't know. Probably. Because I would say I have a different perspective on things. So I would probably say that I did have that as an experience in my life, but I'm not that same person anymore. And it was, I sat and watched Freeman and Colton, like he's talking to him about how to do things, and he squatted down, and Colton gets over and squats down, and he's talking to him like he's, you know what I mean? He's just in that whole space. And I just loved it. I'm sitting over there and I'm outside. My eyes are watering because it's like my heart's so full.
Yeah.
In that moment to watch that. And it's like, I was telling Freeman too, it's like, you know, when I see how you interact with the grandkids too, my heart just like melts. It's the most blissful thing in the world to me, just to see that connection, and them both having joy and sharing wisdom and information with the other, and the other one like gobbling it all up, like just wanting to absorb it all because he's appreciating the attention that he's getting, but it's also the way it's being brought over to him, the way he's being shown. So it's different.
Yeah.
So it's just, life is, I get to.
And just so you know, as the audience, Bev and I don't plan our conversations. We show up and we just start talking. So it's always divinely guided. It's organic. So I want to add to this because I consider it was divine timing. It was a time for me to actually acknowledge something in a way that I've never acknowledged it before. We've showed up. We've been doing this for almost 4 years, right?
I think so.
Isn't that amazing? Every time I say, I'm like, has it been that long? And we've said, I know I've said it many times, like I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to be on this planet. I had suicidal ideologies from the age of 14 to my mid 30s. And I was like, daily, people would be better off if I wasn't here. Nobody would miss me. Does anybody even care? Like I had all the thoughts, all of them. And so I received this message the other day. It says, good morning. I just wanted to thank you for all you do. I'm so happy to work with you, and I appreciate you more than you know. The very first thought I had after reading that was, if I would have taken my life, I would have never received that.
Gave me goosebumps.
Isn't that wild? Like the first thought I read that and I thought immediately, if I would have taken my life, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to have this relationship with this person who I get to work with.
Who you get to give a different perspective to, who you get to make their life feel a little bit lighter, for who you get to feel like they're not alone, like all those things, like so many things. That's awesome.
And then my mind started going to all the other people, that I've, had an impact with their life and helped them and guided them, and the friendships and I just start, it was, how I think your life flashes before your eyes. It was like kind of like that, only with all the the joyful moments just started going through my mind, and I was just like, and I didn't cry, but I got very close to it because it touched me that much in that moment. And then it's like coming here and saying, I get to do these things because I'm here. I'm here and I get to do these things. And that's like fills me up with so much love. And I'm just seeing it's like well, a lot of times people don't make a major shift in the way they perceive life until something major happens, like almost losing their life, right? They get in an accident or something happens that gets their attention. They're like, oh my gosh, now I want to live. And they change their ways. And there's just big, huge revelation. For me, it was like it was a subtle moment, but it was a powerful, impactful moment where I didn't have to have that major experience to be laying in a hospital bed on my deathbed thinking, I want to live, I'm going to appreciate life. No, it was like in that moment of receiving a message from somebody who was expressing their heart to me. And I'm like, I get to show up today.
Yeah. And then it's almost like spirit took you on a journey to show you all those things.
Yeah.
Because that who would have ever thought from that person that was in a space of struggle and suicidal tendencies or, desires for a way for freedom from what you were experiencing at the time could have had the experience to touch so many lives. And it reminds me of like how many near death experiences. I know you've listened to a lot of them. I've listened to a lot of them, not in there as many probably as you have, but I have listened to enough of them to see that they have those same experiences that you experienced, but with a near death experience. And that's what we keep talking about. I don't think you have to go, it doesn't have to be that severe. And it's interesting because mine's not so in depth and everything, but I was being shown by spirit, like I was going backwards all the way down. I don't remember what my question was at that time, but I was going backwards and they were like it was so fast. They were like flashing images of me all the way down to a certain age, like super fast, all these different versions of myself, really. And it was, and not to have an attachment to any of them, but to love all of them. It was just it was quite the experience. Not as profound as watching Freeman and the grandkids playing together, not as profound as that, but it was still profound, right? We have all these great moments, and those are the things to kind of talk about, to kind of express yourself, to feel, to kind of milk, and to remind yourself constantly that, yeah, because I understand where you're coming from, because I for a long time didn't want to be here. My only reason for being here was for my kids. That was the one thing that kept me. So it was like God said, oh, she better throw some kids in the mix. She'll want to stay around, try to protect them forever, right? Yeah. But with all that process, I would never have, gosh, I just remember being that high schooler and thinking, I am never having kids. And now it's like, I am so grateful and thankful that I had those kids and that I have these grandkids and that we still have each other all in each other's lives, and we love each other and we have great conversations, and there's a connection and a bond between all of us that's it's just like it's just fulfilling, right? All that is fulfilling. And you hear other people talking about it, and I've heard other people say, which we haven't talked about Alex Rory for a long time, but talking about like, where's all the people that have ascended that had children? Because they challenge you and you get into karmic, what they would refer to as karmic. And it's just because you have lessons when you're going through that whole process, and it's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just part of the process, kind of part of the process that we signed up for. And I would joke around and say, well, next lifetime, I will totally have kids again. I will totally have grandkids again. I would. And if I don't have my own, I will raise the freaking cities. You know what I mean? I'll do that, because it's like, to me, it's important for kids to get, I don't know, just a different perspective, just like it is everybody that's watching this, a different perspective that feels lighter and freer, and you don't feel like you're so trapped and the world's so heavy on your shoulders. That's awesome. And I love how you said all that stuff too, because it gives me a different perspective of how I get to show up, even though I may not always be doing everything that I feel passionate about, but while I'm doing it, I do feel love. I feel connection. It's an opportunity. I'm with a person, and it's bringing forward whatever healing that they need at that time. And it's like, it's not up to me to decide. Just like when, if anyone does Reiki, the healing energy knows where to go and what to do. It's not up to us. We can try to direct it all we want to, but it's better when you just allow that to flow through you instead of you trying to control it. Welcome to life.
Welcome
Let
to
it flow
life.
through you instead of trying to control it. It's more fun that way.
Yeah. And, just leading up to that moment where you got to witness this man and this child having an interaction that touched you so deeply, everything that led up to that moment, every single thing that led up to that moment, the sucky shit that happened, the traumas, the joy, the laughter, every single piece of your life led up to that moment to witness these two people interacting, and it touched you so deeply. Right. And it's like, I'm having, when I think of awakening, it's like like the skies opened and this big, huge light came shining through and the angels are singing, but I don't feel like it's like that deep of a level of awakening, but like my eyes were opened in that moment when I had that thought about that message. And it's just, it's a deeper, a deeper connection and meaning to life to be able to see through different eyes. Like my eyes keep changing, right? The eyes I'm seeing through keep changing. And it's just one more, and I'm going to use words level up, because that's kind of the way I feel, like one more level up. Like it was time for me to see and feel and acknowledge something on a deeper level. And that's how it came through. And so just, and it just comes back to just loving ourselves. And then when we love ourselves, we love everything. We love everybody. And are there very difficult and trying times with people? Absolutely. Yes, Sarah. Not gonna lie about that one. But I get to choose how I show up in it. So I can still love them. I can still send love to them. I can, send those in energetic words of that, whatever their spirit came here to experience in this lifetime, that they receive that lesson, they receive the guidance, they receive the love that they desire. And I move on with myself. I don't need to get hung up on where they're at with themselves, what they're doing, what they're saying, how they're behaving, because that's theirs. It doesn't have to be mine. It's mine if I take responsibility for it, meaning I get angry, I get judgmental, I get critical, I get sucked into it, but it's not mine. So just and you and I in different ways have had these like parallel lives, and we come together and not talk, right, for a week. We don't, Bevy and I hardly ever talk during the week. Seriously. We show up typically on Sunday, but we show up, we do tea time, and then a week goes by, we show up, we do tea time. Like her and I, we're not texting and calling each other through the week or nothing like that, but we show up and we've had similar experiences and we talk about it. And it's like, no way, you're going through that. No way, I'm going through this too, right? So it's not like what you had that moment with this man and this child that touched you so deeply for you to feel that love and get teary-eyed and feel that connection. And here I receive a text message that basically did the same thing, but it was a different way, right? Similar experiences received in a different way. And it's up to us to acknowledge those moments. Like I really sat with that and relished in it and was just like feeling it, and was like, it had such a powerful impact on my heart that I probably would say I hadn't really felt something like that deep in a very long time. And this
It's
is
awesome.
somebody like I've known them for years and they've said kind words to me before, but spirit, it is not me, it's not Amy as human. It was my spirit that said, you gave me the opportunity to read that particular message at that particular time in a different way and get a different message from it. My spirit has always been greater than me. And I know that because the human side of me, like I said, didn't want to be in this body, didn't want to be on this planet, was like ready to check out. Like, just, I'm out. Can't do this no more. This sucks. But my spirit, since I can even remember, has it just my mantra has been keep going, just keep going. You think about was it Dora the fish? Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Yeah, that was my spirit. It's like just keep going, keep going, keep going. Like that has what has told me for years and years and years. And I'm so glad I did. I am so glad I did.
Too. I'm glad you did too.
Thank you. So now I get to be here.
And we get to be here and having these experiences. And it's such an opportunity because, like, if you're not appreciating things, you could overlook that stuff. Even if you had that moment, you could overlook it and just move on to the next thing and not ever, you get caught up in all the other stuff. And it's like, it's not even necessary. It's not even necessary. That's too much doing right there and not enough being. And so even with your schedule, you're being probably almost all day.
Oh man, I be so much. I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. Like I'm right here right now with my stuff. I'm sitting in my office. I'm right here right now with whatever I'm doing. If I'm doing something, somebody walks into my office and wants to talk to me, they know, not kidding, they know to just stand there until I acknowledge them. And if I'm in like if I'm having a thought, you're typing or something, you're having a thought, you gotta get that thought out.
Yeah.
I will acknowledge them by like holding my finger up, like just give me a second. Like I'm just typing away, and they'll just stand there and wait. They don't walk into my office and just start talking to me because I will not stop what I'm doing. And they know it.
Because otherwise you're no longer in that mind space. You get taken away from that whole energetic
Yeah.
information, that download.
But the biggest piece of that is I want to give them my full attention. I
Nice.
have attempted, like I'm not kidding. I just did like yesterday. Somebody was talking to me, I sat in my office talking to me, and I went to do something else, like on my computer or grab my phone or something. And I thought, what are you doing? Put that down. So I
Multitasking.
put it down and I sat there and I gave them my full attention. Like, yeah, it's like this person wants your full attention. And if I want your full attention, then I have to practice that myself, which I've been doing for a long time. But it was interesting that I even went to try to do something else while they were talking and I couldn't do it. So I stopped whatever I was trying to do on the side and I just sat there and I gave them, came back to the conversation. So it's really interesting when you notice these things about yourself, how like this would not, I'd have 10 different things going on at one time, trying to give my attention to all of it and try to have a conversation. And I mean, studies show, and we already know this, multitasking is not multitasking. You're just giving your attention to one thing for a brief moment and then moving to the next, moving to the next, moving to the next. And then you come back to the first thing and then you just keep repeating that pattern. And you're actually not as accomplished as you think you are. Just saying.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like watching TV from your peripheral vision only. Do you know what I mean? Because you're not really 100% present.
Yeah.
I was watching a video the other day and I shared it with the kids, not to say that they were doing anything wrong or anything like that, but it was a video of of a person talking about how important you feel when someone's got like, and this is just a recorder, but someone's got their phone in their hand all the time. So when you're on your phone, and it started out with the person on their phone and their child next to them and how they feel. And then it's like, and then he's now standing on stage and he's like talking like, how do you feel when I'm, I'm waving my phone around and I'm talking to you and everything else? Are you feeling like you're important? Do you feel like I'm paying attention to you? Probably not, because you're holding on to this lifeline, waiting for it to buzz, ring, whatever it's going to do to get your attention so you can respond to it, like being tethered to a device. And then you're missing out on what's important around you. That's all. And it's not good or bad to do it one way or the other. You're learning something either way. Your children may be learning how to be with you later on in life. And maybe when you're talking to them, maybe they're going to be doing the same number. They're going to be sitting there doing their stuff and not really giving you much attention. They're not, that's the relationship you're just now created. So it's not good or bad. It just is. Until we learn that I don't need that anymore.
And you know what? Just to add on to that, even though your body knows what to do and holding that phone, there's a piece of your brain that is not fully focused here because it's focused on holding that phone.
Uh-huh.
So you're still not, even though you're talking and you're just holding it over here, you are not fully present because you got to, your subconscious mind has to focus on holding that phone. Don't drop the phone. Isn't that interesting? Like, as you were saying that, I'm like, yeah, but you're still not fully present because you're still holding the phone. You got to focus.
Yeah, absolutely not.
My hand has to grip this phone and hang on to it so I don't drop it.
Yeah. Your attention's potentially on that a majority of the time. It's not even on anything else around you. Yeah. So you're missing out on watching, Freeman and Colton playing. You're missing out on laughing with your granddaughter and holding her hand, or you miss out on all those little moments because it's not in this. It's not in any of that stuff. It's right here, right now.
Yeah. So good.
It is.
We haven't even been talking for 30 minutes, and that's been a powerful conversation. And I don't know. I think leaving this where it's at is giving a lot of people some stuff to think about and to take inventory. I don't know if that's the right words, but it's going to be the words of the moments that are available to you and how you're choosing to show up in them. Because really, it doesn't matter what's going on in the moment. It doesn't matter. Could be super fun, see a lot of laughter, a lot of connection, a lot of community. Could be amazing, right? That moment is amazing. Those are the easy moments. Those are the moments we need for our spirit to raise its vibration and all that. But you know what? It's those uncomfortable moments that are more powerful. Those are the moments to really take in the inventory. What am I thinking? How am I feeling? How judgmental am I being right now? How critical am I being? How angry am I getting? How frustrated am I? Those are the moments that are most powerful. I was listening to a podcast and the guy said, I don't really remember the teachers in school that were easy on me. I remember the ones that pushed me. I remember the ones that challenged me to do better in my schoolwork. Those are the teachers I remember. And you know what? It's those powerful moments of people who are assholes that give you the opportunity to grow and learn and to be and do better within yourself. Those are the people you remember. But remember them through that light instead of the light of, oh, they made me angry. Oh, they did this. Oh, they did that. Oh, this is what, you don't see them in that, from that perspective. You see them in the light because that light that they're bringing is a different kind of light to help you, help me, help us be and do better within ourselves. Those are the moments to give attention to in a way to grow and expand. The easy moments are great. That's like those moments to take a breath, right? That's like, okay, we made it through some challenging times. I get to take a breath. I get to have some time to laugh, enjoy, and play, and and have this amazing time. Okay, just know we can do that, and it's great. But when spirit knows it's time for you to step up your game, keep your arms and legs in the vehicle at all times, because here we go.
And keep your eye on, like you were just saying, it's finding all the things that you can appreciate, finding all the ways that you had shown up, maybe asking spirit for, help you to do a life review, but show you the things, how you've shown up and you had an impact on other people, how you've uplifted them, and thankful that you are here. There's a lot we can appreciate all day long, really, but we've just been trained to look at things of different. So now we're just teaching you guys how to, train your mind to look at things a little different again. Find the positives in the daily stuff and all the amazing moments, because that's where you find your passions, and that leads you on your path if you feel like you're lost and confused. So it's all an opportunity. You don't have to do it, but I can just tell you, when we do those things, it does kind of pull you along in this path, and you start realizing where your passions lie, what's important to you, how you want to spend your life while you're here, how important it is for how you show up because of the people that you do care about so much. Because you want to show up in the best way possible for yourself, but also for them.
Yeah.
And it's all an opportunity.
It really is. So good.
So good.
You showed up today.
Yes, me too.
And I just, so conversation kind of like over there. Thank you for showing up for that. Side note. Before Bev and I got on, I was like, I'm talking about her hat and that I just bought a hat and I almost wore it, but I had other things going on. So I decided not to do it. I decided to do my hair today. And I said, but that would have been super funny if I would have showed up in a hat too. However, if you have not noticed yet, we both have black on, which I actually had a different shirt on that was a lighter color and like pink colors. We both have blue. So in her hat, she has blue. It's probably more of a turquoise, but cameras change colors and stuff. So anyway, we got the black and the blue going on. The silver, I have silver studs in my white thingers. Here's an interesting thing. You can't see mine, but Bev has a butterfly on her hat. We know, but butterflies represent transformation and all that. And I have a dandelion on my shirt.
Nice.
It says, dream it, wish it, do it.
Nice.
Isn't that fun?
I love it.
This is like, because I pay attention to that. I pay attention to how we show up and what colors we're wearing and things like that. And I just find it a lot of fun. We do that a lot at the office. And not just, like solid colors. Like I'll be like 6 people wearing paisley.
Oh.
In the same color pattern.
Nice.
Paisley's not something you wear every day, right?
Nope.
So just, it's really funny that when we show up each day at work, we're all looking at each other. What do you wear? It's amazing. That's how tuned we are. We're all in tune with each other. And so the more we can see through new eyes, see life differently, have a different perspective, be in our joy more often, love more. It's a continuous changing of the collective consciousness, which is so beneficial. And that's every day I'm choosing more and more to show up in that way. And so that's, my prayer and my hope for others is to do their best. We only do the best we can in the moment, but each moment can be better and better. So,
and we change our world, and then we also change the world.
Yeah.
By doing that.
Yeah.
Air fire.
Ooh, such a good conversation. I'm glad we showed up on Saturday instead of Sunday for this, because who knows that we would have had the same conversation tomorrow, right? Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So, all right, my friends, we love you. We appreciate your time and energy for being here, for taking this time, this whatever, 30, 40 minutes that you can't get back, that you chose to spend it with us. and that is deeply meaningful to us for that. So if you've learned anything, if anything was felt beneficial, please share the video, share the content, or just have the conversations. And that goes for us and anybody else who you listen to and watch. So again, we appreciate you, and we will see you next time.
Bye.